Hey class, just wanted to introduce myself very briefly here. I will be uploading a video about per week on, always on a subject that will prove useful to how you read and interpret and analyze the novels that we'll be reading in the class, but also providing you with some of the key words and topics that will be covered on your final exam. So, this is kind of a practice video. I'm very awkward on these things, so you'll always have to bear with me. Um, I'll often be recording them from my front porch. Today, I happen to be sitting in front of the Noonan campus buildings where I teach a couple of classes this semester, as well as my senior seminar on campus. So briefly, I've been a professor at the University of West Georgia for about 20 years, and I, I, my favorite part of my job is the teaching, and I'm getting better at teaching online classes, but I'm still a work in progress. Um, Couple of things about your syllabus and about uh, what you can expect as your weekly workload. There's always going to be a reading assignment, as I'm sure you've looked at the syllabus and seen. And there will be a reading quiz that's uploaded generally on the weekend or on Thursday or Friday the week before that they're due. Your quizzes are all due on by Wednesday, um, to get them in on time. Um, they will be cut off at the end of the week so that there will be a deadline on them. The official deadline is Wednesday. I'll usually set it so that if you take the quiz by Thursday, you'll still be fine, and I won't count it as late. Um, and then the quiz will just disappear. It will close at the end of the week. Probably I'll set it for like Sundays. And then you can still get credit, but I'll take off a couple points if it's past the Thursday, even harder deadline. I try and be really flexible with deadlines, and if you're having trouble, or if something comes up where you need an extension on an assignment or you need to be able to take the quiz, if it's already closed, I'll write to you. We'll open it up for a window of an hour, and you'll have that time that you can submit the quiz, and we'll arrange or negotiate if there's going to be any kind of penalty or not. There's also going to be a writing assignment that's due every week, and there will be very explicit instructions on how to complete each one of those. On this syllabus, there's the guy with the leaf blower. Um, on this syllabus, we don't have a writing assignment that's due this week, but I'm going to have a kind of practice assignment. It'll just be, usually they're worth 10 points. This one will just be worth 5 points. And the assignment will be to open up the document that says Mountain of Notes template. And what I'm going to have you do is simply cut and paste that template into a document. Google Doc or Word Doc, all of them should be fine. And all you have to do in this case is type out a quotation into the box where it says cite your passage, or quotation and passage mean the same thing. So cite your quotation here. You don't have to do any of the other part of the template. I just want to see, it's just to make sure we're on the same page, essentially. That you found the template, that you recognize that for each of these Mountain Notes assignments, you need to plug that template into your own document and then fill out each of the steps. And what you'll see on the template is there's detailed instructions on what you should do, what you should write essentially for each of those separate categories that I have there. There are First it's going to be introduce and contextualize your passage. Where does it take place in the novel? What's going on in it? Who's speaking? What characters are involved? And some sense of the quotation that your reader is about to encounter in your mountain of notes, me being the primary one. But this is, and I'll do a whole video on mountain of notes and their kind of purpose and function in the class, because each one is going to be potentially part of your paper that you're writing for the end of the class. So it's never wasted work. It is work that is going to be potentially part of your essay. They're also going to be really useful for things like the exam and just some I think some really important work where you take on a particular quotation or passage from the novel that we're reading at the time, and that you have some cool and interesting things to say. So for this first assignment, all you're doing is taking a passage that you think is interesting, that you might be writing your first official mountain of notes on, not this week, but for a week. Basically, it'll be due about 2 weeks from today, by Sunday night. That's the deadline for getting those in on time. So for this Sunday, which is the deadline to complete this assignment, all you do is find a quotation, and I will provide a kind of model template. This is all you got to do. This is how you cite your passage, and you plunk it in there. And then the following week, you will be analyzing and putting through this process that the template is supposed to encourage. You'll be writing about the passage that you cite this week, or you might say, actually, that one's not nearly as interested in this one that I came across for next week's reading, which is, I believe, chapters, I'd have to look at the syllabus, the leaf blower's coming, chapters 6 through 10 or something close to that. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign off here because the leaf blower man is coming to get me. And again, my name is Dr. Masters, or when you write to me, you can address me as Professor Masters. That's fine too. All right, this is me signing off. Take care.